Hello, everyone. I'm sorry if we're a bit late. I think we're 2 minutes behind schedule. So my name is Omar. I work for Nord France Invest, which is the investment promotion agency of Northern France. I am an investment project manager for the digital projects and digital companies. Our job is basically to help companies like yours either develop their business in Europe using Northern France as a base, or find the right partner, whether it be technological, business, R&D, here in Northern France to do it. So if you give me a few seconds, we'll move directly to the presentation. And there we go. Perfect. So welcome to Northern France, though very virtually so. So first of all, sorry, give me a sec. Yep. So first of all, So first of all, let me show you where we are. We are basically here, as you can see, the gray area. We're an hour away from Paris, 50 minutes away from Paris main airport. We're an hour and 20 minutes from London, 30 minutes from Brussels, and 2 hours and a half from Amsterdam. We happen to be at the heart of one of the richest and largest concentration of consumers in Europe and probably the world, which totals 78 million people and 1.5 thousand billion euros in total purchasing power. So basically, setting up your business or finding your partner here in Northern France doesn't mean that you're going to sell in Northern France only, but that you're going to be able to sell by traveling only 300 kilometers away to 78 million people. And in order to do that, we have fast and frequent connections, whether it be by rail or by plane. As you can see on the map, as I said, we're an hour and 20 minutes from London, 35 minutes, my apologies, from Brussels, an hour from Paris. So as you can see, it's not for nothing that we're called the heart of Europe. So we total 4 million inhabitants. We're the youngest region in France. We are the second largest university region in France. So basically, setting up your business in Northern France means that you will have access to very talented young people and professionals, specifically engineers, as we do train 10% of all engineers in France. We are also a very large economic region. We are the second largest region in France for headquarters, where it be French companies such as Oxylane, Auchan, Roquette, Bonduelle, or foreign companies that have their either French or European headquarter here in Northern France, such as Bayer and McCain. Now, beyond what are we for business? We are indeed a great ecosystem for business, because we are number one or number two, well, let's give it to number three, in several fields, such as rail, automotive, life sciences, logistics, and agri-food. And even more importantly, we're the European capital for e-commerce and e-retail. We're also a leading region for clean techs and IT and multimedia. We do also try to move our industry and our economy forward using the digital revolution. So for instance, as an example, regarding our industrial sector, which is, historically speaking, one of the most important ones in our region, as one of the most important industrial regions in France. So we are trying to move that sector forward using the digital revolution. Basically, as an example again, the regional government has launched a regional program aimed at industrial SMEs to help them digitalize and move towards an industry of the future culture. So we will support small and medium companies in their continuous improvement approach. We will help them foster innovation through cooperation. We will help them develop European partnerships, and eventually that will allow us, in Stream 4, to spread an industry of the future culture among our businesses and laboratories. So the idea of this example is to show you that not only is Northern France really strong in traditional economic sectors, but we're also working very, very hard to revolutionize them. And when it comes to startups such as yours, this is what you're looking for. Indeed, as a startup, and as we will see in the next few slides, what you require is basically a major IT region with several skills and a thriving IT and high-tech ecosystem that will foster innovation in the major fields in IT and, and digital sectors, such as the Internet of Things, security, big data and analytics, e-commerce and e-retail, gaming and multimedia. And the aim for that is to give you access as well to major markets that would allow you to apply your technologies, such as healthcare, retail, customer care, home care, small and medium businesses networks, and so on. So basically, why are we a major IT region here in Northern France? We do have a bunch of world-class actors, such as IBM, TCS, Atos Worldline, and some of them are actually homegrown, such as OVH, which is one of the leading companies in the world for web and data hosting. We also have our own local companies, such as Proxiad and Modis, which are mere examples of the kind of companies that you will find here in Northern France that will allow you to partner with them and work towards achieving your goals in terms of revenue and customer acquisition. And of course, technology sharing. So one of our success stories as Nord France Invest, as the regional development agency and investment promotion agency, was the setup of an IBM development and research center here in EURATECHNOLOGIE'S, actually. So we did it with the help of people from EURATECHNOLOGIE'S and the city hall here in Lille. The idea was to treat IBM as a startup. Basically, they're a huge company, granted. And yes, they could have set up their business pretty much anywhere without anybody's help. But the thing is, what they really wanted was help recruiting people. What they really wanted as well was a very thriving ecosystem they could work with. And that's exactly what Northern France offered. Basically, we succeeded in supporting them when they needed to hire 700 people at first for their development center and 300 more people for their big data R&D center. And even further than that, what we managed to achieve with IBM, and this is why we really call it a success story for us, that is the TERRIL project, which is an innovative big data platform that aims at fostering cross projects between public services or big companies that do have a big data need, innovative startups that will bring the algorithm, and major companies such as IBM or consultancies that will provide the development work. And that's why we believe that in order that for a company to set up here in Northern France, not only will they have access to the European market as we have shown earlier, but they will also have access, just like IBM, to a very, very important ecosystem of startups, of bigger companies, of talents that will help them not only foster their technologies, but find the right partners to develop them and sell them. So let's have a look at Northern France expertise. So when it comes to big data and analytics, many companies chose Northern France to develop and foster their innovation, such as OVH, local success story, the largest web hosting company in Europe and the fourth largest worldwide, IBM, of course. Then we go to Internet of Things and machine to machine. Basically, EURATECHNOLOGIE'S is home to a very successful M2M and IoT cluster, the CITC, that is becoming a leading research center when it comes to IoT. One example of many, among many, of a very successful startup in IoT is Giroptic, with their 360 degrees vision technology. They have managed to raise a few $1 million on Kickstarters, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, $1 million. Then we move to eHealth, which is a very booming sector here in Northern France, Basically, we're working on what we call the concept room, which is a prototype of tomorrow's intelligent hospital room, thanks to our health cluster and in collaboration with several e-health and tech companies here in Northern France. Then, of course, Northern France wouldn't be Northern France without retail and e-retail. And as you can see on this slide, these are three of the major companies, startups, or SMEs that are really dynamic in the field of e-retail, such as In-Store Solution with their virtual fitting room technology, Sparko, which brings big data into the optimal shopping path, Artcom, which is very, very active in the field of Li-Fi, which is basically how to bring up internet network or local access network using diodes, which is very useful in huge warehouses. And as you can see on the right of the slide, we can pride ourselves here in Northern France with the fact that we cover all steps of the value chain in e-retail, from online payments to systems integration and social analytics. So more successful startups that we have in the field of e-retail, FitEasy and Click and Walk. FitEasy is basically solving the huge issue, which is which size I'm wearing, plain and simple. And Click and Walk allows product managers from brands to understand how and make sure that their products are showcased the right way when it comes to retail. So of course, we have a few other sectors that are really worth noting when it comes to IT and tech. So one of them is, of course, IT services, thanks to IBM, TCS, Atos Worldline. And last but not least, we're really strong on everything that is industrial internet, and we're currently building an integrated strategy within the region regarding how we can help our technological startups meet our more established industrial SMEs in order to use the technologies of the former to, to strengthen the latter. And here, for the next few slides, we're going to go through a few technological examples of what is being achieved in terms of innovation here in Northern France. So let's take the example for e-retail, for instance. User behavior and engagement. So we had a few months back a company that works in tracking technology and tracking analysis for customer engagement. So basically, they do monitor the behavior of a potential customer in store and try to analyze it to be able to provide that customer with an adequate response in terms of what kind of product they would be interested in, what kind of rebate they would be interested in, and so on. So basically, that focuses on three major breaks, which are human-machine interaction and data mining, which we're really, really, really good at here in Northern France. Basically, we have two projects led by our retail cluster that do aim at mining customers' shopping preferences and revolutionizing the in-store staff training. So another brick is behavior and gesture tracking and analysis, of course. And we have a few startups and research projects and labs that are working on that. And last but not least, customer engagement. And there we have, these are just a few examples, at least 3 startups having really innovative technologies in that field. Another example is wearables. Basically, Northern France is, historically speaking, a textile region. And we have moved towards more tech and device-oriented technologies in the past 10 years. And the idea, of course, is to bring all these together. So thanks to our Internet of Things cluster, our mobile and networks capabilities, our electronics companies, and our textile cluster, we have launched a strategy that would aim at becoming one of the leading regions in France for everything that is wearable and device oriented. And of course, advanced manufacturing, as we have mentioned earlier. So basically, again, three major bricks: data management and analytics, on which we are really, really strong, whether it be thanks to the TERRIL program sponsored by IBM and EURATECHNOLOGIE'S, or the rest of our tech startups. Then we can go to acquisition systems, and that is sponsored by a lot of our industrial SMEs that provide consultancy to the industrial sector, and that provide also not only devices but also software systems that allow to monitor what happens on a shop floor. And then, of course, last but not least, our manufacturing ecosystem that provides the business knowledge, the technological and technical knowledge that feeds off the first two bricks. A focus on data. Basically, thanks to EURATECHNOLOGIE'S TERRIL program, we are trying to put data at the heart of northern France and Lille, whether it be smart city, smart energy, smart security, and cybersecurity, and smart health. Sorry. The TERRIL program aims at putting in common northern France's big data capabilities and foster innovation to build a smart and connected region. And of course, don't worry about all these details. We will manage to send you this presentation as soon as possible so we can make it available for you guys. Another example of how innovative we can be and how we can foster partnerships, it's biometrics and cybersecurity. Several of our startups and SMEs have come together to create the Natural Security Alliance in order to devise a new biometric standard. And the idea is to bring in companies not only from northern France, but from the rest of France as well, and build a biometric standard. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it is part of the Biometrics Alliance initiative that will coordinate the certification activities across major sectors, whether it be banking, electronics, retail, and so on. And of course, a focus on e-retail, but I believe that we have said already pretty much about that earlier. Another few examples of the startups that we have in e-retail, particularly focusing on augmented reality and customer engagement. And of course, what would northern France be without its design and art de vivre? We have a very strong design community that not only works with the artistic sector, but is also very active when it comes to working with startups, whether it be web and media startups or device startups. Our research labs in data analysis and advanced computing, whether it be regarding machine learning, human-machine interaction, data analysis, systems engineering. We have more than 350 researchers working in these labs, and basically 350 researchers that are available for the very needs of our startups and any startup that would decide to work from northern France. Well, this is a summary of our research team's interests, mostly machine learning, big data, analytics, and advanced computing and mathematics. Our engineering schools that basically train nearly 3,000 people every year in the fields of processes management, project management, database technologies, software, web, and information systems. So here we can go very quickly through major companies in the fields of cloud, big data, and analytics, whether they be local or international. OVH, CIV. CIV is basically a data centers builder. We have Tasker, a consulting company specialized in cloud computing. Well, basically, these are just examples of companies that you can actually work with and that could help you develop your own business network in Europe and not only in northern France. Same thing for biometrics and cybersecurity. A few words about our cybersecurity cluster here at EURATECHNOLOGIE'S. Basically, their their focus is to support innovation and R&D, as well as create a community around cybersecurity, not only in northern France but across the French ecosystem. And they are organizing also every year in January the the International Forum for Cybersecurity, which is the major cybersecurity forum here in France. Electronics and high tech. We have a few companies that focus on devices, such as Giroptic. Some others do focus on more fundamental electronics and microelectronics fields, such as MC2 Technologies, which is a very interesting company. They have built a microwave camera for airports. And of course, last but not least, companies that are focusing on uh, medical devices, such as Horiba and Medtronic. So, as you have seen, uh, according to me, those would be enough reasons to come here to northern France and develop your business in northern Europe and France from here. But of course, that's wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't be enough. So why choose northern France? Well, of course, there will be the idea that you will have the right people to support you, such as EURATECHNOLOGIE'S and their soft landing program for foreign companies that want to test the French market. Basically, it's 3 months, renewable ones, that would entitle you to free rent, an introduction to local professionals, and the business network of EURATECHNOLOGIE'S, and support in any way you would see as necessary for your development. Then, of course, attractive operational costs for whether it be salaries or office rents. As you can see, we're really competitive regarding our regarding the other cities, whether it be in France or in Europe. And considering our own location, we are a very, very interesting alternative to Paris or London. We can also, as Norfrance Invest and EURATECHNOLOGIE'S, support you when it comes to talent research, which is a very, very important issue for startups. We do have a number of incentives, infrastructures, and clusters, and of course, investors' access that could be very, very interesting to you. I will not go through these in detail. Basically, we have national incentives such as tax credits. We do have European programs and regional subsidies. Most of them are linked to making available infrastructure such as TERRIL, the big data program of EURATECHNOLOGIE'S, as well as contacts with investors, particularly for those of you who would be working in clean tech and smart mobility and smart city topics. We do have a third industrial revolution program that aims at providing financing for startups just like yours. The average ticket is between 2 to 5 million euros in equity for a lifespan of, well, for an investment span of 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. But don't hesitate to contact us if you guys are interested in more information regarding these possibilities. So, of course, there's Northern France and there's Norfrance Invest. Basically, I believe that through our services, I could probably summarize what we have discussed. Well, what we have seen so far. Basically, as a regional agency, our services are free of charge, and our job is to provide key data on your business environment and sector. So, do not hesitate to contact Anti or me for any piece of information you would need regarding your specific sector. We do, of course, help you locate the buildings or the offices or the location that you will need. Though for a startup, it is less of an issue. We help you, more importantly, we help you identify the partners that you need in order to bolster your business here in Northern France and in France. We can help you recruit key competencies as we have seen. If you want to drop by and visit us, we'll be happy to oblige and have you meet the right people. We can also identify and help you apply for government and regional subsidies and incentives. We do not let you down after you set up your business here because basically we follow up. And even more importantly, we do help you thanks to the Expert Booster service. We help you develop your business not only in northern France, not only in France, but also across the border in Belgium, England, and the United Kingdom, and elsewhere in Europe, thanks to the Chamber of Commerce. So, of course, I'm really, really sorry since I'm really sure that I probably didn't even begin to tackle all the questions that you had when you came to this webinar. But here is my contact information. My job is basically to give you any piece of information you request, no matter how specific it is. Don't hesitate to drop me an email, and I'll definitely oblige.